Hello friendly faces, welcome to another video. So this week it's about using holly trees and ivy in the garden and why they're associated with Christmas. The use of holly and ivy during winter goes back many thousands of years. Trees and many plants were sacred in Celtic belief. It was believed there were two kings, the Oak King and the Holly King, who would do battle for the right to wear the crown. They would fight twice a year on the equinoxes, the Oak King winning in summer and the Holly King winning in winter. The Oak King was depicted as having a crown of oak leaves and acorns and wearing a suit of green, and is often associated with the Green Man. Likewise, the Holly King has a crown of holly leaves and berries and is dressed in red and is accompanied by 8 stags. Over time, many pagan celebrations were incorporated into Christian religious holidays and many religious meanings were attached to them. The tradition of making and giving wreaths dates back to the Roman Empire and may have entered Christianity through St. Augustine, who was Roman by birth and was highly successful at spreading good tidings of great joy. In the carol, The Holly and the Ivy, the holly represents Jesus and the ivy is Mary. The sharp leaves of the holly are said to symbolise Christ's crown of thorns, and its red berries are his blood. Because holly and ivy stayed green throughout the year, it was believed they had magical properties and led to its use as a home decor in the winter months. It was believed that elves and fairies would join your Christmas celebrations if they had a holly branch to shelter under, and in return they would protect your house from the evil house goblin. Also, the holly you put around the door would act as flypaper, trapping any evil spirits who try to enter. The holly that you see the most of, and is native to the British Isles, is this one, English holly, Ilex aquifolium. Though best known for its decorative qualities, English holly is also useful for habitat gardens. The tiny white flowers that appear in mid-spring are excellent nectar sources for bees, while the berries are favourites of birds and other small animals. The dense branches and the leafy configuration means that full-grown hollies provide safe nesting sites for birds. Hollies are fully hardy. They're suitable for planting in the ground or in containers. They flower from spring to early summer and fruit in the autumn. They like most types of soil but slightly acid. They like partial shade to full sun, and they're low maintenance. Ilex argentea marginata is a vigorous growing variety, so this makes it good for hedges or its use as topiary. The young shoots are distinctly tinted pinkish red. The broad foliage is spiny but not excessively so, with a broad creamy white margin surrounding the olive green centre. Then in winter, clusters of glossy bright red berries line the branches. Hollies are what's called dioecious. That means they have either male flowers or female flowers, and you may need to plant two, or plant your one close to another one. Despite its name, Golden King is actually a female plant. Purple stems carry almost spine-free foliage with wide bright yellow margins. It has reddish-brown berries. It's fairly vigorous, but it can be easily trimmed into a hedge. One of the brightest of all hollies, Ilex Norsonia, has large, almost spineless-free foliage, which is vividly splashed with bright yellow and pale green across the centre of each leaf. The berries are brownish red and carried in generous clusters along the branches. It's rather upright in its growth, and some of the branches can turn green, but these can easily be cut out. Ivy has many of the symbolisms of holly, and to the ancient druids, ivy represented peace. This is because of its ability to bind different plants together, and today ivy is often used at weddings where it symbolises fertility. Ivy Ivarlance has long trailing stems, and these make it excellent for cutting for floral arrangements. It has glossy, boldly lobed bright green leaves which are accented with pale veins and feature crimpled, almost rippled edges. Ivarlance makes a good ground cover plant. Ivy Goldchild is a small leaved variety and is one of the yellowest ivies. It makes an excellent house plant, or can also be used in tubs or hanging baskets. Ivy Glacier is one of the most popular of all ivies. Glacier is widely used both indoors as a houseplant and outside. It is a superb ground cover ivy, even in dry and shady situations, and is also good on dark walls where its silvery grey mottling and slender cream leaf edges bring new brightness to shady areas. Ivy Sulphur Heart is another variegated ivy. It's got smallish leaves, 4 to 5 inches, and each one rolls back a little at the sides, and this highlights the irregular bright yellow central splash, which fades with age. This ivy is good on walls or fences, or as a ground cover. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and see you again next week. Bye.